Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today let's discuss an important feature or functionality that Power Apps provides, that is bulk edit functionality. So this specific functionality or requirement we generally get from the stakeholders one or the other day. Like they want a similar functionality like we have in SharePoint data source, like list edit in grid view functionality, right? We can edit multiple data and then exit the grid view to save all the details. So similar such functionality they'll expect us or they'll ask us to implement in Power Apps as well. And with the help of traditional approach we might all of us might have figured it out and implemented it one or the other way to update the data, but this specific tutorial is for large data sets. So when the data is more than 5000 like lakhs together of data, how we can quickly without much without of much delay will can be able to update the specific bulk records. Okay, so let's see today step by step how we can implement it, and it will also help us improve our performance in our applications. As you can see my screen, I have one of the application created. Okay, and here you can see I have few of the filters on the top of the gallery, and I have a button which I can click and turn it into the edit mode, and I have a search function. It generally implement all of this for the gallery, right? So let me navigate to the edit mode. Okay, here if you see I have a gallery. Okay, and now as soon as I click on this bulk edit, this is turning into all edit mode. And here if you see I'll will update some of the name or the variance number, right? Or here this one, or I'll go to some third record, I'll update this also. Okay, so as you can see I've updated first and the third record, correct? And now I'm clicking on save. Now this will go ahead and update both of my records in my data source. And let me open the data source of ours. And this is my SharePoint list, which is the acting as a data source in my Power Apps. And you can see this is what I have added, test and test one. It is updated, and let's see the variance for this. It's updated to 20 from 2. And what else? I have added cat as 123 here. That also got updated. Okay. So as you can see, this has got updated, whatever I have provided in my Power Apps. Okay. Now let's see step by step how we can configure this. Okay. To configure this, one thing we have to understand is we have to create groups for view purpose and bulk edit purpose. Okay. So as you can see my screen, okay, if you see on the left hand side, all these are nothing but just the label, that is headers. Okay. Now, inside the gallery, if you see, I have created two different groups, one for view fields, one for edit fields. View fields are just nothing but a normal labels just for them to view the data. Okay, I've added just the label and I've connected the respective columns underneath it. Okay, whereas my edit fields, I'm having a text inputs where I'm expecting an input from users. Okay, now if you see, this group is having a visible property, that is edit. So I'm initializing this variable here to control the visible property of these two groups. Similarly, on visible of the screen, I'm using an edit variable and updating it as false so that only the view field should be visible whenever I'm coming or landing to the screen. Okay, I hope this is clear. And now with the help of this specific variable, as soon as someone comes into the screen, I'll be able to see all the view fields. And if I go ahead and click on this button with the help of the variable, for example, on click of this button, if you see here, I'm updating it. If edit, then update edit as false. That means if edit is true, update it to false. Otherwise, it will be true. Okay. Now, with the help of this, if I play this and click on this bulk edit, all this will turn into edit mode. That is, my text input controls will be visible. and my label fields will be hidden. Okay. Now with that, I hope the view controls are all clear now. We'll go with how we can implement the functionality for save. Okay. For the save purpose, on visible of the gallery, like it's not the gallery, on start of the application, if you see app on start property, I have added a collection that is clear collect whatever data source I have. So emp data is nothing but my data source here, this one. So with the help of this data source, I am creating a collection. Clear? Now for this gallery items property, I'm gonna give that item property to that specific collection itself. Okay, so that this collection of mine will have all of the data which my data source is having. As you can see, is having all the columns with respect to data. Now moving further, if you see, our main motive is to save all the data, but as you know, if we are updating the data in the backend data source, if I update all of the rows, it will take a lot of time, correct? So what should be our approach that modifies or optimize our performances? Whatever the user or a user whenever is coming in and they're updating that specific row, only that specific changed row should be saved. That will optimize our performance, correct? So for example, if I'm updating first row and the third row, right, like just now we have updated, so only these two rows should get updated in data source, because rest of the rows we are not even touching, or I'm not updating at all. So it should not go ahead and update if I have not changed those rows unnecessarily, so that it will create a load on our save part, correct? So for that, to implement that specific approach, what I have done is, on change of each text input, so whatever the text input I've added for each of the columns here, in the on change property, I have added a patch. Okay, so this patch, what it is doing, it is updating my call emp data collection. So here I'm initializing the collection, that is so and so. This will save whatever I'm updating into this specific column. Okay, clear? And below I'm saying this specific functionality or this specific code snippet is for us to know whether we have actually changed the data. Okay, and if we are changing the data, I'm collecting the ID. Okay, so basically our approach is, whenever the user comes in and update that specific row, we are collecting the IDs, right? Every time I'm changing here, I'm collecting the IDs, so that record ID or that specific record should be updated with the help of the unique parameter, that is our ID, when we are using SharePoint. Okay, so if you ask me why we are using this if is blank, checking this lookup and then collecting, that means we are storing the ID only once. That means, if you see, we have many text input controls. If I go ahead and update this name and also this contact, that means ID of these two columns will be same itself, because it's the same record. So ID should not get updated or collected in the collection twice. So that's the reason on change property we are adding this specific code snippet, which will help us to collect the ID only once into a variable, or sorry, into a collection, so that we can update that specific record. It will make us easy, it will help our formula or code easy to recognize, okay, this is the item, and if we are collecting it only once, so it should update. Similarly, this on change I have added to all the text input. If you see, on change, again patch, but this time my column name will change. Whatever the column I'm using, that column name will be added here, and my text input control will be changed. But this specific logic will remain same, because there's nothing but we're collecting the ID. Let me show you two more. I'll go to variants, I'll go to the on change, patch. This is the variance I'm updating here, and updating value of text input 2 underscore 2. This time my text input control is different. Why I'm taking value means it is a number field, that's the reason. Okay, now if you see, this logic is still the same. Similarly, let's check for one last org on change. Here I'm patching the same collection. This time, this item will be org. This is the column name, and this is the different text input control of mine. And next comes again the similar such logic I'm repeating, and it goes so on, so and so on. Because if you have multiple columns, also we can repeat it the same way, and we can keep updating the columns below. Logic for unique ID column collection in the temporary collection will remain same. Okay, I hope this is all clear. Now that we have updated IDs, we have to update only that specific records with the help of save button. If you see, I have a save icon here, which is just not disabled. Okay, why it is disabled means currently the user has is just viewing. They are not making any change in the data in the gallery or my input data, right? So that's the reason it is disabled. So this will get enabled only if I make any change here. As you can see, if I made to as soon as 201, it is enabling. How that is happening? With the help of that unique ID. Let me go to display mode. See, it says if is empty call change records, then disable it. Otherwise, edit it. So call change records is nothing but the ID which we are collecting here as soon as the users are changing, right? If I go to the on change of this, on change of this, call change records, right? This is the one which we are collecting. So that specific collection only we are checking here. We are checking if that specific collection is empty, make it disable, otherwise it is edit. Simple as that. Right? Now let's check the main logic, that is on select of the safe. You can ignore the specific top part, anyways it's commented. So this specific logic, as you can see, what we are doing, we are running a loop that is for all, and call change records is nothing but that specific ID which you're collecting, right? Right? Just now if you see, I have only one record. Why? Because it's saved the ID one. Let me go ahead and update two more things. Okay. Carl Jackson RT Dotty Badders JK. Okay. I've added these two records as well. Now let me go back, exit the play mode. I'm going to save button. Now if you see the call change records collection, it should be having three, right? 1, 6, and 9 IDs. Okay. So all these items I'm already collecting there on change of the each text input control of the gallery. So now here what I'm saying, collection name as I'm adding REC. This is nothing but we are renaming the collection to run the what you call loop faster. Correct. Now if you see here, I'm patching my data source, and what I'm saying, look up my data source wherever ID is matching this specific collection of mine. Correct. And what to update? Update it with the entire call emp data of mine. That is, call emp data is nothing but the collection of mine. Correct. So wherever ID is nothing but rec id, update it. Okay, and that's it. At the last, we are clearing the change records here so that we can start fresh, and it will just save it as notify it as records updated successfully. Okay. And if you see here, if you have doubt how we are updating the columns, this call emp data is nothing but, I'll just give you more clarity here because you will be generally having the doubts over here. Call emp data is nothing but a collection, right, which we initially initialized. And whenever on change is happening, what are we doing? On change, see here, we are updating this specific collection of ours only with that specific column name with whatever input control which you added, right? Whatever the user basically changes, that gets updated into our collection itself. So with that, our collection will have updated data always. Correct. So that updated data, we are just adding it as lookup. So this is also one more way if you have not used it, because generally in patch we'll add a data source and condition here. After that we'll add curly brackets to update each specific column of ours, right? We can do that as well, but instead if you want to update the entire record, we can directly use like this lookup, same ID equals to nothing but the changed ID which we have here, and update the call emp data. If we add this, it will update the entire column in our data source directly, right? This as simple and optimized code I can say you, and as you can see already, instead of adding multiple loops patch multiple specifying multiple columns, and instead of id equals to, we'll end up adding id in so and so variable, right? Generally we concatenate the variable with all ids, and then we'll say id in so and so variable dot text, correct? Instead of doing all this traditional approach, which will cause more delay, more load on the data set, and it will degrade our performance, we can directly use this, which is much faster and much easier to implement as well. Okay, well, hope you guys have understood and it's all clear. And if you want each step how it has been implemented, and if you want code step by step, and at which place, on what part we have to place this code, I'll add all of this in this description of the video. You can please go to the video description and you can implement it in your projects. Well, hope you guys make it of use, and if you like the video, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.